Hello my friends and welcome back to our lessons from English Line. So we continue our lessons. In the previous video I explained to you the adverbs of frequency and we used those adverbs with present simple. Today I'm gonna teach you time expressions. What is it, time expressions? Time expressions and adverbs of frequency, the purpose of them is the same because these time expressions show us how often we do this or another activity. But they are not adverbs. That is the difference. So I will write to you the examples of these expressions. So number one is the first group. It's once. For example, once a day, right? You do it just one time in one day, right? Or you can say once a week or once a month or one time a year. You don't say once in a year, in a week. It's kind of an expression that you have to memorize. Once a day, once a week, once a month, once a year, right? Next one, when you do it two times, you say twice. Twice. They say twice a day, twice a week, twice a month, and twice a year. And you continue. For example, you do something three times, you say, here you say once, twice. You have to remember this phrase, this word. And when it's three times, you write three times. Three times a day. Three times a week. So a week, let me write it. Three times a month and three times a year. And you can continue. You can say four times, five times, six times, seven times, and so on, right? It depends how often you do this or that. So, time expressions, right? The next one, very easy. So the next group of the words of expressions is daily. Daily. Daily, it means every day, right? Every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on. Next, weekly. It means every week, right? Every week you do something. Next, monthly. Monthly, every month, and weekly, right? Weekly. And the next one, don't worry, I will make sentences later. Just wait a little bit. Number three, so we use the next form. It is daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah, we will say every. For example, let's start with a minute. Every minute. Every minute. Next, every day. Next, every week. Every week. Next, every after week. Month. Every month. And last one, every year. Of course, you can use different words every season, every summer, every winter, every September, and so on. So it shows the repetition, how often you do this or that. So, for example, let's now make some sentences. For example, let's write the question right away. We know when we want to ask about frequency or how often we do something, we use how often. Special question. How often? We have auxiliary verb do you go to the cinema? How often do you go to the cinema? So let's try to use these time expressions. What about you? How often do you go to the cinema? Can you answer the question? For example, the answer is I go to the cinema, and you choose any phrase, any combination from these categories. Once a week, for example. Once a week. I go to the cinema once a week. So we have our time expression here. It means that you go to the cinema one time a week. You can say, I go to the cinema 3 times a month. This is my regularity. This is my routine, right? I don't know, maybe some of you go to the cinema every day. Do you love cinema? So if you love it, you can say, I go to the cinema every day. I go to the cinema every week, every weekend, right? Depends how often you do it. Or, for example, how often do you go shopping? How often do you go shopping? So, go shopping, it's a phrase, word combination that you have to remember. How often do you go shopping? Can you answer this question? You say, I go shopping. I go shopping once a week. I go shopping, I don't know, 3 times a week. The girls or anybody who loves going shopping, they can say, I go shopping daily. Yeah? If you love it, I go shopping daily. Instead of daily, you can say every day. Every day. Right? I go shopping every month when you don't like it so much, right? It depends how often you do it. So it's super easy, right? You use these time expressions usually at the end of the sentence. So now, after this video, as usual, stop the video, try to memorize everything, and try to practice. Try to make sentences about any activities that you do during the week, the month, and so on. For example, how often do you go to the doctors? How often do you go to school? How often do you go out in the evenings? How often do you have breakfast? For example, I have breakfast every day. I have breakfast, I don't know, once a day, you can say, right? Some people have it twice a day. We have breakfast, we have brunch, right? So please practice these sentences and make sentences about your life, okay? So it's super easy. Just your task is to speak now. Speak, speak, and speak. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you next lesson. Take care.